Welcome back to the channel, guys. Lee here, Total Spurs TV, and this is the PSG v Spurs match reaction, the Super Cup. Very, very disappointing. Not completely to the point where it was a complete write-off. No, we didn't bottle it. We didn't Spursy it up. This Tottenham team, Frank's new Spurs side, playing a new system, trying different things, took the best team all the way to penalties. The best team in the world, PSG, all the way to penalties. You can't grumble about that. What killed us, what killed it for us, in my opinion, was the substitutions. Tell, Solanke, it wasn't good. Richarlison and Kudus were just well, they were brilliant. They were just brilliant. And you could tell the quality when we made the subs. I think that's what lost us the game. If we would have kept those two on, I know it's hindsight, but if we would have kept those two on, you never know. We might have gone on to win it in normal time. Losing to PSG in penalties is such a shit way to go. They weren't even that good all game. I think we had majority of chances, which again, that is our fault. We didn't take them. But we should have finished it off in the game. That was our problem. We sat back, we let them come on to us, and they took advantage. Yes, we were the better team, but they have quality players. And it takes one opportunity for them to turn it on like they did today. And we knew, when I was doing the watch-along, I was talking to a couple of the guys in the chat, they were going to go down the flanks, put the ball in. That's what Lee was doing. You know, that's what Kang Lee was doing. They targeted Danzo's side and they went for it. Balls were coming in, whipped in, and that's how both of their goals came. Balls into the box, man free, headed home, slotted home. Simple as that. Listen, I'm not going to go too hard on Tell. I don't 100% rate him anyway. He's a good player, he's got potential. But again, it was a lot to put on him on the penalty. And if he slotted that away, it would have been different, you know. Shoulda, coulda, woulda, and all that rubbish. But, you know, it is what it is. But I honestly, overall, I think we performed brilliantly. It's the best I've ever seen Tottenham defending. It's the best system I've seen Spurs use and utilise and defend as optimal as they did. I'm using a lot of big words there. I can hardly say it myself. But listen, it's disappointing, especially losing to a game on penalties. But it's PSG. We took the best team in the world, the distance, with the team we had, with some of the players we had. So if some of you want to call that Spursy, if some of you want to take the piss, that's up to you. Yeah, but we've got potential. I tell you, add a couple more decent players to our team, we're going to be doing some damage in that league next season. It's just fact. We get Eze and Savino, it's going to be game over, isn't it? Not saying we're going to win the league, but we're going to make a good run for those European places. That would be the minimal expectation. Getting onto the player ratings, we're going to start with Vicario in goal. Now, Vicario didn't really do much. I'm a little bit disappointed in his positioning and just his overall distribution. I think it's poor today. There was hesitations over that. I mean, previously when we signed him, I knew he was a brilliant shot stopper. When it comes to footwork, he's not brilliant. You see he starts flapping when he has to kick the ball out, when he gets given it in a tight situation. I don't know, man. He worries me. So I'm going to give Vicario a 4. I didn't think he was great today. He was okay, made a few saves. And done what he needs to do, but I don't think he was overall great. Pedro Porro, I'm going to give him a 5. Pedro was okay today, in my opinion. He done the job, made a few mistakes, and was a little bit hesitant with the balls into the box. But overall, his battling, his dueling, his passing was okay. So I'm going to give him a 5. Romero, captain, of course. First game as captain. I thought he was good today. I'm going to give him a 6. He wasn't outstanding. But then PSG didn't really have much to do for until the sort of last 15, 20 minutes. So Romero and co kept him at bay, kept PSG at bay for a while. So he didn't really have to do much. So I'm going to give Romero a 6. Danzo. Now, Danzo, I like Danzo. He's a solid defender, like nothing special, obviously not world class. And he's very underrated for what he does. He's just that brick wall. That's what he's done. He's there to stop. The only downside to Danzo is if a ball comes over the top and you get someone who's like proper fast, uber fast, they'll just go past him. It happened today a couple of times. I think Hakimi went past him quite a few times. I think it was Hakimi, I'm not sure. Or it's Vita or someone like that. Anyway, they on the overlap, they destroyed him pretty much. Yeah, it was a good performance from Danzo, so I'm going to give him a 6. Van der Ven, being Van der Ven, he obviously his role's changed a little bit. He's not as far up the pitch. He doesn't have to use his speed as much. He just sits back and mops up. Now, that's pretty much what he does. And I think that's what we're going to see going forward. We're not going to see him with these dynamic runs like he usually does, unless someone covers for him, unless there's an opportunity, of course. But I thought he was solid today, done the job, so I'm going to give him a 6. Oh, Bentancur, right. So Bentancur, for me, I thought he was quality today. Really good. I wouldn't say like real good quality, but he was good. He was in the right positions. He was winning duels, releasing the ball. He was doing a good job. I like Bentancur anyway. To me, he can become that 6 with a bit of work. That defense, he can do that. He can do that defensive role. Because let's be honest, he's not very good at distributing the ball, creating as much. I just think he ticks that midfield over. He's a bit like Polina, but Polina's a lot better than him. But them two, brilliant. So I'm going to give Bentancur a 6 today. Polina, moving on to Polina. Again, good performance today. Kept it solid, was that linchpin. Kept it, won his duels when he needed to win them, and released the ball when he needed to. I thought he done well. Give away a stupid couple of free kicks, but apart from that, he didn't really put a foot wrong. So I'm going to give him a 6. So he quite solid today. Kudus. Now, Kudus. This is the guy who's trouble. This guy is going to cause the Premiership proper trouble. Nobody can get at him. Unless they take him out, there's nobody on that pitch at PSG that could take care of him. Like I say, unless he makes a mistake or fumbles the ball, nobody gets the ball off him hardly. His hold-up play is brilliant. He's tricky, he can turn, and he can release the ball. Yeah, his aerial ability is not great, obviously, but that's not what we got him in for. We got him in so he can directly run at people, attack. That's what his job is. I'm going to give him an 8. I thought Kudus was the best player on the pitch today, personally. So I'm going to give him an 8. Sarr. Now, Sarr, I think this was an underrated performance by him. People are not spotting the performance he had. The kid's got a great engine on him. I think he ticked over really well, and I think them three worked well in midfield today. Polina, Kudus, Bentancur, they worked really, really. With Kudus and Polina, Sarr worked really well. But yeah, it was a solid midfield, partnership with all three of them. They knew they were on the ball. They knew what the task was and what they had to do, and they carried it out. Right, these three were up against PSG's midfield, and they came out the winners. They came out, well, not in the game, but they came out on top in the battle of midfield. Brilliant performances. So I'm going to give it a 6.5. So I don't want to be too thingy with him, but now Spence, I thought Spence had a really good game as well today. Very, very on it. Yeah, had Hakimi down that line like nobody's business. What's the saying they use? Spence had Hakimi in his pocket on occasions. I thought it was a great performance by Spence. And yeah, he's coming into his own, Spence. I think he's a really, really good player. Lots of potential, and I think he's really coming into his own. I'm going to give Spence a 6.5. Richarlison. Now, see, what he doesn't have as a natural striker, he makes up for in just being a complete dick to the opposition. His hold-up play is good as well. and he runs and runs and he just makes himself become a nuisance for the opposition. That's what I love Richie for. He's not an outright number 9. He's not going to bang you 20 goals a season. Yeah. Do I still think he's good enough for Spurs? No, I don't. We need to replace. Personally, I think we should get rid of him. I know it's horrible because I've just praised him, but he needs to go and we need to get another in that is a more dominant striker. So, but I can see why Frank used him. It was a bit of a weird sort of front three. You had Spence, Richarlison, Kudus up top. It was madness, but it worked. So let's see what happens when we move forward. So Richarlison, I'm going to give a 6.5 because I just thought his work rate alone, the way he carried the ball, and when he laid the ball off as well, I thought he done really well. So I'm going to give him his flowers. I'm going to give him 6.5. Right. So we made some subs. Solanke, I have to give him a 4. I thought he was poor all round. I know he's not played. I know he's not having much game time and he's probably not match fit. But it was the basics that I was a little bit concerned of. He couldn't hold the ball up. He had trouble holding on to the ball, giving the ball, and he wasn't very good in air duels. So I'm going to give him a 4. I thought he was pretty poor today. And I think Bergville came and it was Bergval. He came on. And yeah, he just steadied it up a little bit, went a little bit defensive, done his job. But apart from that, I'll give him a 5. But apart from that, I can't really tell. Obviously came on, didn't really make an impact. But guys, this is the team. That team to my left are the team. Thomas Frank's tricky Lily Whites took PSG, the best team in the world, to penalties. And we lost. What a bad way to lose a football match on penalties. I hate it. Of course, the mistake I think for Thomas Frank made was the subs. As soon as we made those changes, went downhill from there. The game, the holding pattern went. That strength at the back went. That strength in midfield went. It was an eye-opener. You could see the change. You could see it happening a mile off. So for me, that was the game changer. I think if we kept those players on, we could have at least, I think we could have won the game. And it wouldn't have gone to penalties. We had to hold on 8 minutes. That's all we had to do, is hold on for 8 minutes. But PSG being PSG came back because that's just what they do. They got individual brilliance. We don't have that. We was good tonight and we were the better team, in my opinion. But we didn't have individual brilliance to see out that game. So it's not Spursy. So all the rivals can piss off. They can say what they want to say. It wasn't Spursy. We were just unfortunate. We got to penalties. And it's more than what any of those clubs have got to. Arsenal, Chelsea, recently. So fuck them. Don't let any of them tell you any different. Thomas Frank's Spurs are a different breed this season. As soon as we get 2 more players in, Savino, Eze, it will be different. It'll be a game changer for us. So guys, listen, don't be too down. It is what it is. We wipe our mouths, we move on. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh yeah, one last thing. For a certain Mr. DT, you know that Arsenal fan, criminal. Had a little bit of a run-in with him tonight. Because he likes to slag off Spurs and give it the big un behind the computer. I thought I'd have a little back and forth with him. So apparently he shits on little channels. He thinks, not noting that I've just started my channel, but he reckons he said to me he'd rather be a criminal than have nearly 50 subs. So guys, let's show him what we can do as a collective, as a community. So whoever picks this video up, if you don't like Mr. DT, if you don't like what he's done, please hit the sub button, hit the likes, and let's crack on. And Mr. DT, see you around, my friend. Guys, take care. Thanks for watching, and I will see you soon.